chaos, the grand auction house buzzed with whispers of excitement and the soft clinking of champagne glasses. Collectors and dealers gathered, each eager to bid on rare and valuable items. The atmosphere brimmed with anticipation as everyone hoped to discover their next treasure. Adrian Blake, the seasoned auctioneer, stood ready to captivate the crowd with yet another story behind an exquisite piece. Adrian was more than just an auctioneer. He was renowned for uncovering the history behind the objects that passed through his hands. When the new lot was presented to him, he carefully reviewed the details. The next item was a delicate silver locket, intricately engraved with floral patterns. Its provenance was vague, and the seller's identity was marked as private. Intrigued, Adrian prepared to present it with his characteristic poise. "Ladies and gentlemen," Adrian began, his voice warm and commanding. "Our next item is a finely crafted silver locket, believed to date back to the late 19th century. This piece is not only a testament to remarkable craftsmanship, but also carries an air of mystery." The locket sparkled under the spotlight, eliciting murmurs of admiration from the audience. As the bidding began, Adrian's eyes drifted toward the seller, a quiet woman seated in the corner of the room. Dressed modestly, she sat with her hands tightly clasped in her lap. Her expression reflected both hope and apprehension, and something about her demeanor piqued Adrian's curiosity. After the locket was sold, Adrian approached the woman, unable to suppress his growing curiosity. He felt compelled to learn more about the story behind the piece. "Ma'am," he began gently, "thank you for entrusting us with such a beautiful item. If I may ask, could you share how the locket came into your possession? Many of our buyers value the history behind their acquisitions." The woman hesitated, her fingers nervously fidgeting with the edge of her scarf. It belonged to my family," she said softly, her voice trembling. "It's the only thing I've had with me since I was a child. But now I need to sell it." Adrian nodded, sensing the depth of emotion in her words. "Forgive me for asking," he said, his tone gentle, "but it's clear this locket holds special meaning for you. Why have you decided to part with it?" Tears welled in her eyes. "I have no choice," she admitted, her voice breaking. "This locket is all I have left of my family. I lost them when I was very young. They disappeared. After that, I was adopted. But this locket," she paused, taking a deep breath. "I always hoped it might help me find them someday." Adrian listened, the woman's story sending a shiver down his spine. Her words stirred a memory deep within him. Years ago, he had cataloged a private collection that included a similar locket. That piece was connected to a family long thought lost, a family whose legacy was shrouded in mystery. "May I see the locket again?" Adrian asked, a note of urgency in his voice. The woman hesitated but eventually agreed. Adrian retrieved the locket from the back room and examined it carefully. Inside the clasp, he noticed a barely visible insignia, one that matched the memory etched in his mind. "This mark," Adrian said, his voice trembling with excitement, "belongs to the Whitmore family. They were a prominent household in the late 19th century, but were believed to have perished in a tragedy. No known descendants survived, or so it was thought." The woman stared at him, stunned. "The Whitmore family? What does this mean?" Adrian took a deep breath. If this locket truly belonged to them, you might be part of their story. Determined to uncover the full truth, Adrian reached out to a historian specializing in the Whitmore lineage. Together, they traced the locket's origins, comparing records and examining the woman's childhood documents. The process took months, but every piece of evidence pointed to the same conclusion. The woman was the last surviving descendant of the Whitmore family. Further investigation revealed a long-lost document. Before the Whitmore estate was destroyed in a fire, one family member, a young child, had been sent away for safety. That child was later adopted, their identity erased to protect them from further harm. The woman's adoption records matched this timeline, confirming her place in the Whitmore lineage. The revelation left her overwhelmed. For years, she had felt adrift, carrying an unshakable sense of loss. Now, she had found her roots and reclaimed her identity. The knowledge of her ancestry was more than a discovery. It was a gift of belonging. The woman's story spread quickly, reaching distant relatives of the Whitmore family. One by one, they came forward, eager to reconnect and share their knowledge of the family's history. Adrian organized a special event at the auction house to bring everyone together. The gathering was a reunion in every sense of the word, with heirlooms, photographs, and stories exchanged. At the heart of it all was the locket, now returned to the woman. It had transformed from a relic of loss to a symbol of unity and resilience. As she stood to address the crowd, tears glistened in her eyes. "This locket was the only connection I had to my past," she began. "Now it's more than a reminder of where I come from. It's a bridge to where I'm going. Today, I've learned that family isn't just about blood, it's about the bonds we choose to nurture. Thank you for being part of this story." Her words touched everyone in the room, including Adrian, who stood quietly at the back, watching the scene unfold. For him, this was more than an auction. It was a life-changing moment. He had always believed in the stories behind the objects, but now he understood their power to bring people together. From that day forward, the woman began a new chapter in her life. She grew closer to her newfound family, learning their traditions and ensuring their history would be passed down to future generations. The locket, once a symbol of a lost past, now represented the enduring strength of love and connection. As for Adrian, he returned to his work with renewed passion, knowing that every item he handled had the potential to change lives. The Whitmore family story became a legend, not just one recorded in history books, but one carried in the hearts of those who had lived it. Enjoyed the story? Don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, hit that like button, and subscribe for more heartwarming tales. Let's spread the inspiration together.